YouTube fam. Okay, we back, boys. Okay, and we got another video. Okay, we got top 10 fastest players in the NFL. Okay, let's get it, bro. I know Barkley is in this one. I know A-Chain is in this one. And I think, I'm not sure about Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson might be here, bro. Okay, we all know Terry is gonna be here, bro. But Xavier Wade, bro. You know, the fastest at the combine. You know what? Let's get this video started, bro.
Some of the fastest people on the planet play in the NFL, and every year the players get faster. This past season was no exception. While we all obsess over 40 times, a player's on-field speed is what really sets them apart. So, these were the 10 fastest players of the 24-25 season. And starting at number 10 is a back who's been hitting top speeds since entering the league in 2020, Jonathan Taylor. And he quietly had an insane 2024, because JT had...
Yeah, bro, like, I feel like a wide receiver's gotta be fast, a running back's gotta be fast, a cornerback's gotta be fast. I feel like these are the top 3 who are supposed to be fast, bro.
2 of the top 20 fastest runs of the season, surpassing 21.5 miles per hour twice throughout the year. The slower of the 2 occurred during Week 16 against the Tennessee Titans, and the Colts' 38-30 win was largely due to this 70-yard touchdown run, when Taylor hit 21.54 miles per hour. But it was a few weeks earlier where JT earned his place amongst the 10 fastest players. In their Week 10 matchup against Buffalo, he got it going with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. All he needed was one huge block by left guard Quentin Nelson, and Taylor took care of the rest. He sprinted for 58 yards, blazing for a ridiculous 21.56 miles per hour. But Taylor has also hit the 22-mile-per-hour mark in previous seasons. In 2021, he coasted past the Patriots with this 67-yard touchdown for 22.13 miles per hour. However, teams are well aware of the home run speed JT has, so sometimes it's the unexpected players that really catch the defense off guard. In 2024, Jerome Ford had just 565 yards in 14 games, but did average 5.4 yards per carry and was the 9th fastest player in all of football. He showed that speed in Week 15 against the Chiefs. Cleveland was down 21-0 in the third quarter. Then, on a 2nd and 23, Ford took the handoff from Jameis Winston and scampered for this 62-yard touchdown. During this run, Ford hit 21.7 miles per hour, which at the time was the fastest run of the year. It was also the fastest by a Browns player since 2019. The last Cleveland player to hit speeds of that level was Nick Chubb against the Ravens, when he reached 21.95 miles per hour. In fact, Ford is one of the fastest Cleveland Browns ever. He has the top 3 fastest times for a Cleveland player over the past 5 years. But some of the fastest players on the planet have been playing in the league for nearly a decade. Derrick Henry is one of the biggest and strongest running backs the NFL has ever seen. But what's mind-boggling is that at 6'3", 247 pounds, he's also one of the fastest. In the 2024 season, he had 2 of the top 20 fastest runs in the NFL, the slower of the 2 being in Week 5 against the Bengals. In overtime, he had this 51-yard run that reached 21.46 miles per hour, and this run set up Baltimore for their 41-38 win. Then, just 2 weeks later against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Henry had an even more impressive performance. He had 169 yards on the ground to go with one play that should be considered for Play of the Year, because on this 1st and 10, on Baltimore's own 9-yard line, Henry hit the turbo for this 81-yard run that at the time was the 2nd longest carry of the year, and his speed 21.72 miles per hour. But as we climb this list, it's not just running backs who show off insane speed. In just 2 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings, Jordan Addison has quietly become one of the fastest wide receivers in the...
I'm sorry, every time I see Jefferson, bro, I just feel like, man, it's my fucking Jefferson.
NFL, which is shocking, because during the 2023 Combine, he had a 40-yard dash time of 4.49 seconds, making him just the 21st fastest receiver of that draft. But on-field speed is very different from track speed, and Addison showcased that on multiple occasions in 2024. He had one run in Week 11 against Tennessee that's a prime example, because on this 47-yard touchdown, Addison reached 21.09 miles per hour, his 2nd fastest run of the year. But during during Week 7 against the Detroit Lions, Addison took his speed to another level because Detroit's extra coverage on Justin Jefferson allowed Sam Darnold to make the read, dishing the ball to Addison for this 51-yard gain, and he was able to hit 21.8 miles per hour. But
so wait, they were all covering Jefferson. I mean, I don't blame them though. Like, why would you not cover Jefferson, bro?
Coverage on Justin Jefferson allowed Sam Darnold to make the read, dishing the ball to Addison for this 51-yard gain, and he was able to hit 21.8 miles per hour. But sometimes it takes just one insane run in the snow to make this list. Buffalo's James Cook capped 2024 with his second straight season of over 1,000 rushing yards. He also tied Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs for the most rushing touchdowns of the year with 16. But it was during Week 13 against the 49ers where
Nah, bro, like, what happened to the Buffalo Bills, bro? Like, how did they not make the Super Bowl, bro? How did they not make the Super Bowl, bro?
James really cooked. In this game, he had 107 yards on 14 carries, putting up a season-best 7.6 yards per carry. He also had his longest and fastest...
Why does it feel like the Bills played more games in the snow than other teams, bro? It feels like every time you see a game in the snow, it's the Bills against another team. It feels like the Bills played more games in the snow last season, bro.
Run of the year. Halfway through the second quarter, Cook dashed for this 65-yard TD to increase the Bills' lead to 13-3. But the most impressive part was his speed on that run, 21.85 miles per hour.
No, I know that's gonna be crazy, bro. I know.
The part was his speed on that run, 21.
Like I feel like, you know, since it was also cold, bro. No, there's snow. I know, like, the temperature must be slowing him down, bro. The fact bro broke through. Okay, he pushed past his limit right here, bro.
85 miles per hour. Doing that in the snow is just ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as all the madness of March, which is why this episode of Blitz is brought to you by DraftKings. When it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing's for sure: nothing's for with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code.
This is the first time, bro. This is the first time Blitz showed I had an ad inside. What? Please, this is like
The Blitz. That's code The Blitz for new customers.
No, that is, bro. Blitz has never ever showed an ad before. They never ever promoted an. What?
Help is available for problem gambling. Call 8 issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. And now we enter the top 5 with a player who showed off his speed right when the season started. 2024 was a year that made Houston Texan Nico Collins a back-to-back 1,000-yard receiver in just 12 games. But Collins' fastest run of the year arrived early in the year because in the very first week of the season, Collins went off. In Houston's 29-27 win over the Colts, he had 117 receiving yards on 6 receptions and 1 massive catch. In the second quarter, C.J. Stroud found Collins between Nick Cross and Julius Brents for this 55-yard snag. And on this play, he was able to reach 21.89 miles per hour. But some might ask, what's better, a Super Bowl ring or being one of the top 4?
Okay, so I don't know, brother. I feel like maybe the top 4 are gonna break it to 22 because everybody is hitting 21 point something. I feel like now we're gonna see that 22, bro.
4 fastest players in the NFL. Why not both? Saquon Barkley had arguably the...
Now, I told you Barkley was going to be here, bro. Maybe I was wrong about Lamar Jackson. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry for that one. But I knew Barkley would be here. But I'm not sure about A-Chain.
Fastest and greatest offensive season ever, and the numbers prove it. In 2024, Saquon set the record for the most rushing yards in a season with 2,504, won the Super Bowl, and led the entire NFL with 5 total runs of over 20 miles per hour. But that's just part of his speed.
Every single category that you can pick for a running back, he's at or right behind the top spot. He's been absolutely sensational.
Because out of the 5 fastest runs of the year, Saquon had 2 of them. And out of the top 14, he had 4. We'll start with the slower of his 2 wild runs. That came in Week 12 against the Rams. And Barkley had arguably his biggest game of the year because he had 2 touchdowns and the most rushing yards in a game of his entire 7-year career with 255. But it wasn't just the totals in the box score that turned heads. One of those 2 touchdowns came on this 72-yard rushing TD, where he hit 21.91 miles per hour. And it gets
Wait, that's his slowest one. That's him being slow.
faster. Because in Week 7 against his former team, the New York Giants, Saquon had another explosive performance that included 176 rushing yards, a touchdown, and his fastest run of the entire year. In the second quarter, Barkley broke free on 2nd and 10 with this 55-yard run to get into Giants territory. This run hit 21.93 miles per hour.
Nah, bro, why are they feeding this short man, bro? Why are they feeding this short king right here, bro?
This, at the time, accounted for the second fastest time
Oh man, the fastest time is 22.
of the season. But it does get faster than Saquon Barkley's record-breaking season. In fact, some players are so fast, they get nicknames because of it. Just ask Jahmyr Gibbs, or as you may know him, Sonic. Not only was he one of the top 3 fastest players of 2024, he had one of the greatest Detroit Lions seasons ever. In just his second season, Gibbs put up 1,412 rushing yards. But there were 2 plays that really stood out because of his speed. One of them happened in Detroit's Week 11 52-6 drubbing of Jacksonville. While Gibbs only had 69 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown in this game, it was his 1 reception where he really took off. In the second quarter, Jared Goff tossed the ball to Gibbs and he went for 54 yards, topping out at 21.8 miles per hour until he was finally caught by Ventrell Miller. Then in Week 8, Gibbs hit next-level speeds. Against the Titans, he had his second most yards on the ground with 127 and a touchdown on his longest and fastest run of the year. Jahmyr broke through for this 70-yard run, reaching 22.03 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, finally somebody know, bro. Number 3 broke through. Which means number 2, number 1 are gonna go down, bro. Number 2 and 1 are gonna go down. I feel like number 1, bro, we might be looking at if it's not Xavier number 1, then Xavier, bro, what are you doing, bro?
Just one of 3 players in 2024 to top the 22-mile-per-hour mark. So, who were the other 2? Well, not only did Brian Thomas Jr. set Jacksonville rookie records and make the Pro Bowl, he also was the second fastest player in the entire league. In 2024, he did just have 1 run in the top 20, but that run is the league. In 2024,
the dude at the back is dying, bro. Look at dude, bro. He's so cool right now, bro. He's calm. He's collected. The dude at the back, bro, he's doing everything in his power to catch up, bro.
He did just have 1 run in the top 20, but that run is the reason you see him this high on the list. And he did it top 20, but that
how you call it speed and you don't think the top 2 of the fastest, bro? How are you call it the speed, bro?
run is the reason you see him this high on the list. And he did it on a wild play. Week 5 against the Colts. In the second quarter, the Jaguars found themselves down 7-3 on a 1st and 10. Then Trevor Lawrence found Thomas in between the coverage, and Thomas took care of the rest, taking the ball all the way to the house. And on this 85-yard reception, Thomas hit 22.15 miles per hour, just one of the many accolades from his all-time rookie campaign. But there's one player who is able to outrun all these speedsters. Meet the fastest player of 2024, Kavontae Turpin. The Cowboys receiver out of
I don't care, bro. Xavier Wade, I'm disappointed, bro, because you hold a combine record, bro. You hold, I guess they're right, bro. Like, in-game speed and like the straight line is different, bro. It's different, bro. These people are built different, bro.
TCU has gotten faster every year. In fact, in 2023, Turpin was already showing potential to be the fastest player in the NFL because in Week 4 against the Eagles, he had the 5th fastest run of that season, an explosive 22-yard touchdown reaching 21.91 miles per hour. Then 2024 showed what Turpin could really do. Because during Week 11 against the Texans, he had the fastest game of the year. Despite a 34-10 loss, Turpin had 86 receiving yards and one very memorable reception. To start the second quarter, the Cowboys were down 14-0. Then it happened. Cooper Rush found Turpin as he beat Jeff Okudah to the inside and took off. On this run, Turpin topped out at 22.36 miles per hour, which is just cheat code level speed. If you enjoyed this video, stick with Blitz. Subscribe and check out some of our other.
I don't know what you all think, bro. What do you all think, bro? Like, do you think Xavier Wade is ever gonna make it in the top 5? Do you think maybe next season he's gonna make it? I know this is his rookie season, but with the record he holds at the combine, do you all think next season he can make to the top 5, bro? And do you all think Barkley's gonna keep getting faster, bro? I mean, I don't know, bro. Anyway, if you only like the video, don't forget to subscribe, no? Don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to like the video. Okay, I'ma see you all next time, boys.